How you doing? This is John with JF Tops, and I'm going to discuss some of the JF Tops bed topper. And of course our slogan, stow your gear in the rear. I know it's kind of a pun, but you know, it works. That's what it's for, stowing your gear in the back of your Jeep. Now, also I want you to be able to check us out at jftops.com. We also build a JLU version. We were one of the first ones on the market. Very clean, fits just very similar to this. You're gonna see with the install. I've already got an install for the JLU on my YouTube account, so be sure to follow that on the website. You go down through the, of course, the YouTube link on your phone. You have to go up to the bars and then hit the bars, and it'll drop down the YouTube link. On the actual website on your computer, it's a little more, you can see the little YouTube link. But you know, I'm an independent here in Denton, Texas, and you know, about 3 years ago almost, I bought this Jeep, and I just wasn't real happy with what was on the market. I like wheeling and I like having my top off, and my girlfriend Julie, she likes taking the Jeep and she likes shopping with it, and the biggest thing was right away, there's no place to keep anything. So if you check out the website, there's some pictures of us, you know, at the mall and whatnot. But you know, basically, this is going to deter anybody trying to get into the back of your Jeep unless they just really want to. And by then, they're probably just going to steal your Jeep. So you know, if it's something you want to keep your gear around, and also when you're wheeling, nothing worse than your stuff just flying everywhere. And you know, the advantage of this is, you know, it comes to the edge. It's a nice clean look. It's not going to rattle. It's not going to get as hot as the metal. You know, the Tuffy ones and Diabolical, they're good looking rigs, but you know, they're going to take, I don't know how long they take to install, but you got a lot of pieces to put together. It's a big puzzle. This is 6 bolts that you already do on your hardtop. Now with that being said, I'm going to go into the install, and I'm actually going to do an uninstall video so that way you can see on and off. And we have already done that, and you know, it took us about 3.5 minutes to install, and I did it all by hand. Of course, you can always make use of your gun. Just make sure you are not, start your bolts by finger. Don't just run them with the gun and strip it. You know, and then taking it off, it took us, I think, about 2.5 minutes. Anyhow, with that, we'll get you on the install side. JF Tops, and I'm going to show you how to install your JKU-HT, basically JKU hard top. Now, this version is specifically designed for when your hardtop is off your Jeep. It does not go on your Jeep with the hardtop. I'm going to try and answer all the questions that I get online asking about these. And I'm also going to show you real quick the material that we use, and of course how we put these together. The H channel, which is a very vital piece of this that keeps it all together in the middle. It's aluminum. We have it powder coated. I tried designing this to make sure it looked good on my Jeep. I spent a lot of money on it, and I just didn't want, you know, something that was crappy and didn't look good, and there just wasn't anything on the market except for some other crap. There's of course the nice Tuffies and the heavy metal ones, but everybody that I've heard talk to them, they rattle, they make a bunch of noise, they get hot. Now granted, it all depends on your look, and what I've designed is a look that's going to look good with your Jeep when you got the top off, and you want it to be a good essential piece. And there's some D-rings to hold the coolers on the back, and they're strong enough to do that by any means. So what I'm going to do is get this video going. I'm going to have Julie time me and show you how easy it is. We supply longer bolts to use in your factory bolt holes. If you can handle taking off your hardtop, this is a piece of cake. I'm going to do it by myself and by hand. I'm not going to use a screw gun. Now, of course, you can use a screw gun, but I'll reiterate. These bolts that we supply do not have tapered edges. So if you go strip it in there, that little slider there is pretty expensive from Jeep. Believe me, I've learned. Okay, so very important as well, so that your back panel sits flat. This little rubber piece that is normally by underneath the hardtop, pop the little plastic tabs out with a pocket knife or something, and then set the rubber down inside on both sides. You have 2 of them. Save the little plastic tabs, put them back in the holes, save them for later. You can pop them back out with a knife, so this way the top will sit flat. Now, the other thing, to make things easy, have your doors open, give yourself some space. The good thing is this material is like a bed liner. It's made with, it's a mix of Rhino and Line-X, and it lays on about a 1/16 of an inch over all the surfaces, top and bottom. The back seats, lay them forward with the seat belts over the side. That way you have plenty of room, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to get in and out. Now, you just had this stored in the garage, you know, you're ready to get it out. So you have your Jeep all set. We're going to start the timer to show you how long it takes to get it put on. And Julie, will you get ready to start the timer? Like I said, I'm going to do this all by hand just to show you how easy it can be. All right, timer's on. Okay, you pull your back board out, just kind of set it out. Start with the front. Now, from the front, on the security board side, you're going to bring it in, slide it in. Like I said, the material's good, it's not going to scratch your paint. I mean, unless you got some rocks or something on there. So slide it over as far as you can get it, okay? Got it in there. Easy, you're going to lift up the other side and slide it over just until the security board drops. Now the security board's going to drop, and you're going to want to set it right behind the factory bolts on the back seats. When this tightens down, it's going to secure behind there, and it's not going to be able to go forward anymore. That way it's between the 36-inch piano hinge that's on there and then the bolts, it's not going to go anywhere, and that gives you a secured area back in the back. All right, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start a couple of these while I'm over here. Once it's on there, now you don't want to go tighten it all down until you get everything on, so that way you can line it up and make sure it's all straight. We slot the holes to make it easier for you to get them in there. Like I said, extended bolts. You can't use your factories because they won't be long enough. Now, again, with the beveled edge, we put this on all of them so that way you're able to go in at an angle and it locks into the H channel. So when you come in from the back, you're just going to come in like this at an angle. You get underneath the top part of the lip, slide it in, it's locked down. Okay? It's in. Now, just going to get the screws started on these back. Okay. So you just want to kind of get everything, get them down as far as you can get them. Like I said, I'm doing this all by hand. If I had a gun, I could have zipped already. But you know, you may not always have a gun. You want to know how quick you can do this if you're on the fly or you go somewhere. All right. All right, just crank it down. You don't have to go super tight, okay? Now, another advantage of this, if you're really going to be hauling some expensive gear and you want to really lock this down where no one can come and unscrew from the side, because once this is on, the only way somebody can get in here is by the back gate. So as long as you have it locked, there's no way they can get in. Okay, here we're gonna get this one started. And what you do, just get it snug a little bit so then it'll hold itself in place. Kind of pull it together. Make sure it's all nice and tight as best it'll go. Oh. Yeah, you're doing it by hand, you gotta hold on to that Allen head. All right, so we got that on. So what I was getting ready to say, okay, so we are, well, I'll go over some other stuff. We're on. What's our time, Julie?
3:38.
3 minutes and 38 seconds to put it on. Okay, I was BSing through it, trying to show you some other stuff. You can get this down to 3 minutes easily. Not that big a deal, but what I was getting ready to talk about, with these longer bolts, if you really want to secure it down, you can come from the back side and put a lock nut on there. And that way no one's going to be getting in here. The other question I get is, how's the acoustics? Now see also with that rubber deal, nice and flat. The acoustics on here, I've got a sub, and when you close this up, it ports the bass forward to the cab, which makes it really nice. You get that sound. I mean, we can build this with 3/4 inch birch cabinet grade plywood. Then when it's lined, it just acts like a good acoustical bass box. You see how strong it is, it's solid. What you're hearing rattle is the D-rings. You generally do not hear that when you're in the car running around, but you know, then you got the security board back here, basically building you a solid trunk in the back. Now, if you want to even go over that, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put an L bracket on my personal to go to the strap hinge that's down at the base of the back of the Jeep. And what that'll do is basically make it where no one can really get out. But I'm at an advantage. I keep my Jeep inside, and this isn't my daily driver. So I don't. When the top comes off, the top stays off until November. You know, at the end of the year. With all that being said, I mean, once you're in, you're ready to go. And with that, appreciate it. Thank you. Check us out on